Okay, so on this one, again, we have two terms. And so what do? Well, the first step on every factoring problem is we ask the question, is there anything in common? Is there anything, so like, what do these guys have in common? In this case, yes, they're both divisible by 2, right? That would leave 16 and that'll leave 9. So yes, yes, 2 is in common. So what do? You put the common part in the front and you put the one big parenthesis, and you have the 2 blanks with the minus in the middle, whatever would multiply. So that's our first step. So we're going to put the 2 in the front, one big parenthesis, and then with the 2 blanks and the minus in the middle. You say 2 times what would go back to 32x squared? Well, 16x squared. And 2 times what would go back to that? 9y squared. See how that's right? 2 times 16x squared would go back to 32x squared. And 2 times 9 would go back to 18y squared. All right. And step 2. Let's go with the same color we've been using. So step number 2. Now, you leave the common in the front. Then you write 2 parentheses. So it's going to be common and 2 parentheses. So I'm going to leave the 2 in the front. Let me change colors. I'm going to leave the 2 in the front. And I'm going to go to 2 parentheses now. So this was step 1. This is step 2. Okay. And how does it work? Well, we're gonna say what multiplies to be 16x squared. So front times front to make 16x squared. That'd be 4x and 4x, right? And then in the back, what multiplies to be 9y squared? It's going to be positive 3y and negative 3y, because positive times negative is negative, and 3 times 3 is 9, and y makes y squared, because we have invisible 1 powers on these y's, which add up. Same thing on the x's. They have invisible 1 powers to be x squared. And we're done. That's it. That's the answer. 2 in the front, 4x plus 3y, 4x minus 3y. We're done. Let me check it just to prove it's really true. You don't have to. It's not required. So if you want to check this to see if it really does multiply to go back to this original, you would leave the 2 sitting in the front and start with the parentheses. Boom, boom. That's how you would multiply this out. That'd be 16x squared minus 12xy. Are you good so far? I took that 4x to both. 4x times 4x is 16x squared, and 4x times 3y. 4 times 3 is 12xy. And then this guy will go to both. That'll be plus 12xy and minus 9y squared, right? The 3y times 4x, 3 times 4 is 12xy. And then it goes here. 3 times 3 is 9, minus 9y squared. And then in the middle here, these guys cancel, don't they? They cancel. Be 0. So then we just bring down the 16x squared and the minus 9y squared like that. The middles cancel. And now it's the 2's turn. Now he distributes, and we get 32x squared minus 18y squared. Check. See, check. It's the same as the original, isn't it? It proves that this really is indeed the right answer. It really does multiply to go back to this 32x squared minus 18y squared. So there we go.